He's the DJ Khaled of hikers. I want to watch DJ Khaled play this game. If I could watch anyone play this game, put him on the controller, dude. He'd be fed up in like 2 minutes, but I need it. Dude, I was watching the other day, dojacat. Doja hopped on Twitch, and I was like, oh, I love dojacat, you know. So I go and I open it, and her chat was filled with people that like don't normally use Twitch, and it's like a bunch of young people, and they're very normal. And I was like, dude, I can't stand this chat because they were so young. They were so young. But I was excited for her to stream because I was like, she would make a good streamer, you know. Like she herself would make a good streamer. But her chat was kind of insufferable. Not her fault. Not her fault at all. I was like, man, this chat sucks. I think if she kept streaming, though, it would get better over time. Were they doing that pissed you off? It was... I think the worst was like, so she was playing Poppy Playtime. Maybe 2? Or the first? No, the second game? I don't know. She's playing a Poppy Playtime game. She's just walking around, and like there was like a shadow behind her, right? It was like a foreshadowing moment. There's like a shadow behind you to imply something is like following you. And all caps, what is that behind you? Turn around. There's something behind you. There's something behind you. Turn around. What is that? There was something behind you. What was that? She didn't even have like enough viewers for the chat to feel like it should go this fast, but it was, right? They were all typing, turn around. What was that behind you? All caps, like, and they're all, the back seating was disgusting. And it wasn't like knowledgeable back seating or I want you to do well back seating. It was do this because I would do this back seating. You know what I mean? It was like watching a scary movie with someone else like yelling at the screen the whole time. And I was like, oh God, dude, it was bad. It was bad, man. Because it's not even like the type of backseating that some people would enjoy having. There are people that want you to like help them out, but it was like just them screaming, you know? And it wasn't chat thinking she's dumb and they need to help her. It wasn't that. It was just like just mindless typing. It didn't even have that flavor of like, I'm trying to help you. It was just like, it's just annoying. Yeah, the type of people that type look out in all caps. And the thing is, okay, some people just reacting when a thing happens, whatever, right? Problem was, and this isn't necessarily these people's faults. A lot of people were typing this and you could tell they were on a crazy delay. They were on an insane delay. So something would happen and chat would be like, there's something behind you, there's something behind you. And literally, I kid you not, for the next 5 minutes, the whole chat was that, right? Because people on mobile with bad internet, it's all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. It was straight up people reacting to something that happened a full like several minutes ago on the stream. I think that was the part that was the most unbearable thing to watch. And again, none of it was like her stream being bad. Like her, the streamer, she was fine. It made me feel like they were just typing more of what they saw in the chat because a lot of it was verbatim, the same stuff, typed exactly the same. It was like weird. It was a little weird. A lot of it wasn't even telling her what to do because they thought she should do it. I think like someone said it before, like they're like, these viewers aren't used to watching streamers play video games. It was very much that. It felt like a lot of like kids' first experience watching a streamer play a game ever. I think that's what we were seeing. And it felt a lot like a chat when you go live on Instagram. I think that's what it was. The same demographic, but on Twitch. And it's so weird to see that on Twitch, you know? Oh man, it was terrible. I do think she would make a really good streamer though. And like if she kept at it, she'd be fine. And she'd probably be able to have a mod team that would just like get people to chill a little more. But every time I see stuff like that, I get worried because I'm like, oh man, if more like active celebrities, especially like Kai Snat's been doing laying a lot of groundwork for standard people in entertainment to end up making Twitch channels, which I think is really important for Twitch because the platform will not grow unless people burst out of the bubble and then get people to come back here, right? So getting like celebrities, even if you're one of those people who's like, I hate normies or whatever, getting celebrities on the platform is actually really good for the platform, right? Brings a lot of viewership over here. But I think at the same time, you know, you dread it a little bit because you see some of those chats when like a random celebrity decides to make a Twitch channel, does like the first stream, and I'm like, oh God. I like the idea of, right, like Kai brings some people over and then just kind of onboards them a little bit on like how a Twitch stream works by bringing them onto his stream first. I think more streamers will need to do that for people. Ah! Flip side of the coin, growth at all costs is dangerous. It's not dangerous with proper moderation. That's the caveat. I just personally think this platform's kind of in dire straits and needs to do shit like that. And it growing in a way that people don't necessarily like too much is better than it not existing, right? Or better than all of your streamers leaving it because like they no longer get paid by the platform, you know? So like they've already pared down a lot on a lot of things on the platform, and it's clear that like something needs to be done to bring people to the platform. It doesn't mean that your favorite streamer's channel needs to have an influx of those like chatters that you don't like so much in it. Just the platform as a whole needs more like really big streamers, like celebrities streaming or whatever, to just get viewership to exist here, so more ads are playing to more people and all this other shit. Because like that's just how discovery works. Look at YouTube. YouTube is filled with like so many normies, quote unquote, but there are also plenty of channels that are communities and safe spaces for people to be weird or, you know, whatever it is. Things have to grow and then they kind of branch off into their own islands. So I think that sort of like quick injection of growth would still be a good thing long term. There would definitely be growing pains, but you know. Yeah, usually getting huge names to stream would be great for getting more interested advertisers. Feel like a lot of ad companies are forced to twist their message into something for the gamers to be interested in. Yep. Whereas like YouTube, that's not a problem because they're like, oh, we just have every, oh no, we have every demographic here. Stagnation, gatekeeping is death. Yeah, I mean, right, we have those memes or those like explanations of internet or community death or whatever, where people start talking about communities and they're like, there's a thing you like and then people start liking it and then it turns into a different thing and then they adopt it and something and then the thing you like is dead, right? They're like, growth is bad for any niche hobby. Okay, niche communities still pop up within those larger hobbies, so you'll be fine. Number one. Number two, okay, would you rather it just die? Because that's the other option is things peter out and die. Rather have some form of it than none of it at all. There will be some people that be like, I'd rather not have my hobby live at all if it means it changing. And I think those people are just the loud few. Like either it dies outright and it remains a nice memory, or the old version still remains a nice memory and there's a new version that maybe you do with, maybe you do a little less or whatever. But either way, there are new people coming in and some of them will be like, oh, I want to check out this old version of this thing. What's that like? And they hang out with you. Yay. Yeah, Twitch has been more than gaming for over a decade and people... Some people have been fighting against it. Yeah, I mean, early Twitch was always just gaming, especially Justin.tv. And like it was built by esports and like League players and that kind of stuff. League and Hearthstone and all those were just huge. MMO streamers as well. That's what the platform was built by. And then you started getting more variety streamers over time, playing different games. Then you started getting more, hi Nucky. You started getting more IRL and just chatting. Now it's been a ton of that for a while, right? And that's fine. But for some reason, I mean, I get why, but it's just people being annoying, digging in their heels. It's people who are like, I hate that stuff. This was a gaming platform. We should keep it to gaming. Blah 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 blah. Then you get the bikini streams. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't know how I feel on that. Right, like the very lewd streams that exist on the platform. Because I feel both ways. I feel like number one, I think content like that should always exist on the internet. It will exist somewhere. So if you have it on your platform, then it's just another revenue stream. You're not pissing people off, you know, like people argue with you less, whatever. And all you have to do is mark certain areas more 18 plus or whatever. But at the same time, advertisers and all the big companies that might sponsor events with Twitch and like all those things are like so against that stuff. And you can't convince them to just be for it. You cannot change their minds, right? So you'll never get your like big biz dev moments where you have these cool brand deals between, let's say you're on Twitch and you're trying to get brand deals between Twitch and something else. Maybe you want to get a deal with Hulu where like people who have Hulu can just like pull up Twitch streams or something, right? Hulu's going to be like, nah, you got those bikini girls on there. Nope, you will not get this $300 million deal, right? Like stuff that would keep the platform going, inject cash into it so they can do cool stuff with it. So, you know, I feel both ways. I'm like, from a moral perspective, I have no problem with people doing shit like that. Just market correctly. Let people make the content they want. If there's a demand, there's a demand and it's fine. But then there's the other stuff, right? There's the other side of it where it's like, okay, but like every company will keep away from you. Like, oh, I'll use myself as an example, right? I don't do any of that kind of content. I try to keep it really far from myself. Even art, I'm like, don't draw this, blah, 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 right? As a result, I get sponsorships for games that are rated E. I know a ton of my streamer friends do not get those offers ever, or brands that are also just generally like they follow kind of an E rating with what they do and how they advertise. They will not sponsor so many streamers that I know, but I get those sponsorships. And the thing is, I'm not like, I'm still 18 plus, right? Like I curse, I do these things, whatever, but I can control myself and my brand does not have the initial impression of like, that's what it's about, right? There's so few streamers in the VTubing space that get those brand deals. And I see that as like a good example for what Twitch is dealing with, right? When they have a lot of things that they allow on the platform, then like there's a lot of this stuff. Yeah, like the doors just close on you constantly. And at a certain point, you have to consider my hat. I must go for the hat. Oh, it's up there. Oh, God. Anyway, at some point, you have to consider, are you hurting your platform? And I think The difficulty is people who you're telling like, no, don't do this content to will take it as you're censoring them because you hate them, because you hate sexualized anything, because you blah, 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 right? And they'll like think it's that and feel like it's that. But realistically, it's just about the money. That's all it is.